What up, people? This is Sweep the Rack podcast for the people. Rob, say what's up.
What's good, peeps?
We got some clips here for you, people. Some of the best parts of our various shows that we've put out. So enjoy the clip here, and we'll catch you on the other side to wrap up.
Some fun travel stories that you might have. I know when I talked to you a while back at the High Roller, when you were still an amateur, you used to tell me some funny stories about people you meet on planes and just kind of wild, maybe some fun stories that really nobody really knows that kind of stick out in your mind. I know you also missed your birthday. You missed your birthday. Actually, you were flying while your birthday was around. So I just kind of throw it out there. If you have any great stories, you can let our audience know. I'm sure they would love to hear it.
Well, I mean, I've been traveling the world since I was 16, so it's been 20 years of travel. There's been more than a few stories. Some I'm almost certain will never be spoken of again, and others have to be more specific, I guess. It's like, where do you want me to go? Like, what part of the world do you want a story from? But the birthday thing, I've done that a couple of times because of the time zone change from the US to Oz. I've left on the 28th of July in the US and then landed on the 30th of July, and my birthday is the 29th. So somewhere across the oceans, I celebrated my whatever birthday it was on the 29th, and had it for all of a few minutes. But oh, mate, I think, okay, here's a story for you. This is a personal story that doesn't really involve anyone else, and I think it's kind of interesting. So one of the things that I teach and tell people now when traveling is just do a bit of research about that country, about some of the customs, some of the cultures, even some of the laws that they have, because, we live in a part of the world where it's very westernized. So what you think is normal in other parts of the world is not normal, and it's the same vice versa. So I flew to the Middle East for the very first time. I was meeting Andrew Frawley there, who was an Australian guy who was coaching the national Q80 team at the time, and I was there to play the Q8 Open. And I flew in, was all excited about, being in the Middle East for the first time, and had a bit of jet lag, and said to Andrew, listen, I'm going to go for a bit of a walk. I don't want to fall asleep just yet. It's a bit early for that. So I might just go for a walk around town, have a look at the place. And this was a long time ago. This is before you had camera phones. So I still had a big Canon D400 camera that I was taking tourist photos on. So I went for a walk, and he told me, listen, don't go too long. It's a pretty safe place, but, it's a little crazier than you might think. So, maybe just go for an hour or so. I said, yep, no worries. I'll know where I'm going. So I took myself for a bit of a walk and found this beautiful road, this stretch of road with, a lot of really nice buildings and everything. And then there was this one particular building that I've never seen anything like it in my life. So I walked down the street a little further to get a better angle, pull the camera out, take about 5 or 6 shots from different angles of this particular building, put the camera lens back on, keep on walking to continue my little, walk around town. Within 5 minutes, 2 black SUVs come screeching up the highway, one parking about 50 meters behind me, the other one parking about 50 meters in front of me, and 4 guys from each car get out and start walking towards me. Now, there is no one else on this road walking. There is only a few cars passing here or there, and I'm looking around, and there's pretty much nowhere for me to go. So I'm like, okay, this is a little odd. All of them dressed in like dark clothing, from jackets and pants, and I'm like starting to get a little worried now. One guy comes right up to me, and he says, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "I'm no one." Like, leave me alone. He's like, "Where is your passport?" And I'm like, it's in my bag. I had a backpack at the time. give me your passport. I said, I'm not giving you my passport. He goes, you get in the car. And I said, I am not getting in that car. And he goes, you will get in that car. You will give me your passport. And then the guys from behind were moving even closer. And I'm like, listen, I am not giving you my passport and I am not getting in that car. I will run as fast as I can before I do that. He says, there's nowhere to run. If you want to get out of here, you give me your passport, you get in the car. So I pull out my passport, give him my passport, and I jump in this black SUV. We screech back around, drive 5 minutes back the other way, and they take me to a holding cell. Now I'm in jail. And I have no idea what I've done. So I'm in this holding cell. There's 2 guards with relatively big guns that fire a lot of bullets quickly, and I'm just sitting there. I have no idea. Meanwhile, Andrew is expecting me to walk through his door any minute, and I'm in a jail cell. So I sit in there for 3 hours, and no one has said a word to me. They took my phone off me, and that was it. So I'm like, okay. So finally, a guy walks in. The guards follow him in. He sits at the table that was in the room and starts interrogating me about who I am, where I'm from, what I'm doing in Kuwait. And then the ball dropped when he said, and why are you taking pictures of the Prince's Palace? And I'm like, oh, no. Let me explain. I'm a bowler. I'm here bowling the tournament, which must have sounded ridiculous to this guy, like some Australian kid who is bowling in Kuwait. Like that didn't sound logical at all. And the building was beautiful. I'm like, your prince has a beautiful building. I just wanted to take a photo of it. And basically started getting quite angry about me taking the pictures of the Prince's Palace. So he took my camera off me, went through my camera roll and deleted everything that was on there, not just the Prince's Palace, but everything that I had on there, gave me my camera back, gave me my phone back, and then said, okay, you're free to go. So this is now like 3.5 hours since I left. And I walk back into Andrew's place. And Andrew's freaking out. He's like, where have you been? I've been seriously worried about you. And I said, well, I was in jail. He's like, what were you doing? I said, I was walking down this road and I took a couple of pictures of this palace that I didn't know was a palace. And then he just cut me off. He goes, mate, you can't be taking pictures of the royal family's house. They don't like that. So from then on in, anywhere I go, if I see something that looks pretty amazing, I usually try to Google it and go, am I going to get into trouble for taking a picture of this, or can I carry on?
Oh my, that's a great, that is an absolutely great story. And I'm sure lucky. What's that? Yeah, I mean, luck for sure. All I can think about is Belmonte taking pictures of the house that Osama bin Laden was hiding at. I'm like, he ends up with a bag over his head in some ISIS cell or something crazy. That's an awesome story.
All right, guys, we hope you enjoyed that clip. Mike and Rob just wrapping up for you here. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and obviously, Rob, they want to give us a follow on social media too.
Yes, sir. Sweep the Rack on Twitter, Sweep the Rack on Instagram, and Sweep the Rack Bowling Podcast on YouTube.
If you want to reach out to us as well, hit us up, sweeptherack@gmail.com. Have a good one, guys.
Peace.